And something we discussed yesterday, albeit briefly, we did get into one of the conspiracy theories that Acker here wants to talk about in Coconut Creek. Acker, welcome to Real Radio.
Hey, my radio friends.
What do you say, Acker?
I'm calling to talk about the social experiment of questioning if the Earth is actually round.
It would appear as if it's just some sort of far-fetched experiment, but there are those out there that truly believe that the Earth is flat, Acker.
We had a caller yesterday. That's what brought it up, Dano.
Unbelievable. And it was out of the blue, too. Acker, out of the blue, the guy says, hey, by any chance, and incidentally, after he finished his phone call, do you guys believe that the Earth is flat? And that's how it started.
Yep.
Yeah, well, he was calling in. He was the experimenters. If you are questioning whether the Earth is round and you know it's round, you're one of the experimenters. If you're questioning if the Earth is round and you don't actually have evidence or think it is, you're part of the experiment.
Well, for instance, and I hear what you're saying. There's a rapper out there, Acker. Is it Bob? B-O-B?
I think it's just B-O-B.
B-O-B. He is now started. This popped up on YouTube today. Mm-hmm. He has started a GoFundMe account. He wants to raise money to buy satellites so that he can prove once and for all that the Earth is flat. Is this B.O.B.?
This is some B.O.B., yeah.
Some B.O.B. Now, in his YouTube video, he says, I started this GoFundMe account. Do we have that audio by any chance?
Yeah, let me play it.
Let's play this audio. There was one thing that stuck out. I think if you have any science background, it will stick out to you. I have no science background. However, I loved science, so I paid attention. This one got me. Let's hear it. Acker, this is the rapper B.O.B.
What's up, y'all? It's Flat Earth Bob here.
Flat Earth Bob.
I'm starting this GoFundMe because I would like to send one, if not multiple, satellites as far into space as I can, or into orbit as I can, to find the curve. I'm looking for the curve.
Looking for the curve.
You can see the curve in all those photos taken from the ISS or any of the NASA missions over the years.
Jesus, settle down, man. You're getting pissed off about this thing.
No, I don't mean to sound like I'm pissed off, but I mean it's so obvious.
It's so very obvious.
Let's see if Acker could pick out how stupid that rapper sounded when he said one phrase towards the end. Let's hear that one more time.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? It's Flat Earth Bob here.
Flat Earth Bob.
I'm starting this GoFundMe because
All right, why?
I would like to send one, if not multiple, satellites as far into space as I can, or into orbit as I can.
Right there, or into orbit. Can you orbit something that's flat?
I don't think you can.
Okay, I'm just saying, dude, you got to eat your own words and think very carefully if you're looking for people to give you money.
But if you limit yourself to think that this man is stupid, he's more than that. Let me ask you some questions to prove.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, you can look at the moon, you can look at the sun, and you can look at Pluto. Are those round or not?
We can look at the Earth. Yes. Well, you can't necessarily look at the Earth, but we've seen plenty of pictures. Yeah, they're round.
Yes,
they're round. Any of those celestial bodies tend to be round. Even asteroids have a roundness to them.
But I think Acker, I think what these guys are saying is that yes, it may look round, but it's probably flat like a coin. You see what?
You gotta hear me out. I hear you. You got to take into consideration. I do know what they're doing and talking about. I was part of this experiment to make people question everything. That's what it's about. You guys brought up the topic of art being changed, and alternative facts is huge, and alternate facts are the same thing. It's being created to make people question everything. When you look at the moon, the sun, and Mars and Pluto, and they're all round, if this guy sends satellites into orbit, Earth is going to look the same. It's not going to be convincing. It's not going to be a piece of evidence, and the story's going to continue. You follow?
Mm-hmm.
There's ways to test whether the Earth is round, and I work on Sir Isaac Newton, who first discovered what tests mean and what reality is based on tests. Can I continue?
I haven't stopped you yet. I'm trying to find some point. Again, you mentioned 5 heavenly bodies. What's the question?
If you sent a satellite out into space and it looked at the Earth, it would look the same shape as all the other celestial bodies. So what difference would you have if you sent satellites into orbit? and saw the Earth, it would look the same shape as all the other celestial bodies. It's a trick, and you picked it up when he said about orbit. It is sort of an admittance that, yeah, there's something behind the curtains here. And even the caller yesterday, when he hung up, he was laughing in such a Joker sense that it's really to make people question everything. I started this.
But the one thing I don't question is the shape of the planets.
No.
I don't question that. It's been proven. We've had satellites go out there. We had a satellite just burn up into Saturn's atmosphere. We sent it out there. The pictures that sent back were not of a coin. It was of a round spherical ball in space.
All right.
Well, if the point of this particular exercise, as you said, Acker, is to make people question things that are relatively factual.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I mean, we're talking about this, but go ahead.
Maybe 40 years ago or whatever, 10 years ago, nobody would question this. But there's tons of other questions that people have been asking since the dawn of time about God and about where we go when we die and what is the universe? How did the universe start?
Most of that is based on faith. There's no proof.
Right.
I'd say we have solid evidence that the planet's round.
Yes, no, incontrovertible evidence.
What is the most efficient shape in nature anywhere?
It's a circle.
That's right. We could always test this. It's a prank, man, and it's a social experiment, and it's on other large mediums. Everybody's sort of talking about it, and it's the point. It's to make people start to think that all these alternative facts. You can't believe what you hear on the TV. You can't believe what you read on the internet. It's a generation change. Wow. You had it back in your day, Glenn. Don't believe everything you hear on TV, right?
That's right.
That's all it is.
How about this Flat Earth Bob saying that he wants? Did you see what the amount he set for his goal for the GoFundMe page
for the satellites?
$200,000. Where's he going to find a satellite for $200,000? Those things cost millions.
He hasn't even raised $245 yet. I'm not kidding.
All right.
The last I saw it was $230. $230 of $200,000 that he wants to raise.
If he can find a satellite for $200,000, that's a cheap one. Yeah, a real cheap one,
like a Sputnik knockoff.
He's getting money for a lie. I mean, there's some sort of smarts to it, no?
Yeah.
He's not making any money, but
I'm telling Bob to stick to rap. Stick to rap, Bob. That you know. You know for a fact you can rap.
She head down, booty popping in the handstand. Shine bright eye, give your girl a slight tan. I make that whistle like the Old Spice man.
This guy wants me to believe the Earth is flat.
Listen to him.
How about how about the shape of that booty in your video? Is that flat too?
Booty be round.
I'd like the Earth.
I'd like to see you blow flat bubbles.
Yeah. There you go. Good one,
Acker. Good one. Hold on. We've got somebody. Well, go ahead.
Okay, one last one. You can actually test this at home. You know how a business card can have a magnet on the back, and that magnet is flat, and you can stick it on your refrigerator?
Yeah.
Put that thing in the blender and put it on frap and let it all blend up, and it's going to create a sphere out of the magnetic dust that is left. That's a test. Everything that has an iron core or magnetic comes to a sphere shape.
You don't got to convince me, man. It's science. Mm-hmm. It's round, period.
But it's hella fun to talk about, ain't it?
I suppose it's dumb sometimes.
Somebody who wants to talk to him.
What?
Somebody
wants to talk to you. Patrick, you're on Real Radio with Acker.
I have hard evidence that my anus is round.
Try to relax your anus.
Ooh, hard evidence?
Odd. Yeah, that was okay. All right, out of context there. All right, way to go.
Gonna get some atmosphere.
All right, well, your phone's starting to crap out on us. That's the curvature of the Earth, you see.
Yes.
All right, take care, Acker. Good to hear from you, man.
See you, man.
Line of sight. It always gets messed up in the cell phone region. Mm-hmm. Reggie in Fort Pierce, welcome to Real Radio. Hello, Reggie. Reg.
Reginald.
Yep, can you hear me?
We hear you, Reggie. What's on your mind?
All right, good. I just wanted to chime in on this little flat Earth discussion you guys are having.
Yeah.
Just some logical questions just to ask, just to get people to actually think about it. Like,
well, that's what Acker was saying.
Question. Like, why do they call it sea level? Why is it called sea level instead of sea curve? If the Earth is curved, shouldn't we be calling it sea curve? I mean, when you think about the behavior of water, water always flows to the point where it's, it settles in its level, which is downward. You never see water really flow uphill, not by nature. But
No.
when you
Gravity.
That's gravity.
That's gravity for you.
okay, well, if that's true, then if it's on a sphere, right, those, let's say, down under, right?
Hold on, Reggie. Do you believe that the Earth is flat?
Sounds like it to me.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, I do.
Absolutely.
Really?
Without a question in your mind, you believe that the Earth is flat.
And the reason why I'm saying this, let me just like again we're using logic, okay?
Okay.
So if we are a globe, think about it now.
Mhm.
We've all been on merry-go-rounds, roller coasters. We know what G-forces feel like,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Right.
Sure.
We know what that's. Okay, we've been on Gravitron, all these crazy rides that sends us in all these crazy directions, right? Before you shoot your guts out. Well, Earth is, and those rides are only spinning 70, not even 100 miles an hour.
I don't know how fast they're going.
Well, the fastest roller coaster is about 70, 65.
All right, I'll give you that.
65 miles an hour. But anyways, Earth, however, is spinning. Now, taking into account all this movement,
Okay.
Earth is spinning at about 1,000 miles per hour, right?
Okay.
And then it's going around, it's supposedly,
All right.
it's going around the sun at what? Some odd 100,000 miles per hour.
Sure.
knows?
Let's. Well, I'll say yes.
But so, and then the list goes on. Okay, now question is, let's just think about this. With all that movement, yet we still have the same constellation patterns, right?
Mm-hmm.
We still, we don't feel all this movement.
Okay.
Regardless of what you want to say about gravity,
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah. That's science.
We see planes take off and land all the time.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Do you remember this? Okay. Now,
I've seen space shuttles take off too. They have to reach orbit velocity.
Check this out, Dano.
Okay.
Felix Baumgartner. Did you see his jump? The
Yeah.
red jump?
I sure
watched
did.
it.
Watched it. You could see the curvature of the Earth. I mean, the flatness of the Earth.
Man, you know why? Let me tell you why.
Okay, tell me.
Let me tell you why you saw a curve from the outside of his pod, but
Okay.
from the inside of the pod, you saw a level plane or the horizon. The reason why is because he used two different types of cameras. The outside camera was a fisheye lens GoPro camera. All GoPros come with a standard fisheye.
So it was making that flat look round. I'm with you. Okay.
Well, it was making it was making the flat look round. That's right. Now,
All right.
when he jumped, now think about this.
Last point.
Again, take into account, you got the spin, right?
Mhm.
And all this movement.
Okay.
Now, he jumped from the the lower stratosphere, I forget.
Yeah, the stratosphere.
let's just say
You're right about that.
Yeah.
He was up there. Now, when the camera pans down to the ground,
Yeah.
did you see the Earth spinning?
No. It's so large, you can't see that.
What do you mean it's so large?
The optical illusion. Well, the Earth is fairly large. It's not small. In some of our minds, I know we think it is. All right, let me, and I hear you. You've presented a lot of evidence. I'm going to ask one simple question: what shape is a baseball?
A baseball is round.
Okay, no, it's not. It's flat.
What shape?
It's flat.
Oh, really? Well, what shape is a pool?
Well, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. Why is the Earth flat but a baseball is round?
Good question.
Don't ask these good questions.
Why? Because you get something tangible. You can hold that in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
If I drop that from space, what shape would it be?
What do you mean what shape?
Well, what shape would that ball be if you dropped it from space?
Or you shot it out into space. Or
Oh,
something.
sure,
Or
anything.
It was in space.
Throw it up into space. I don't care. It's a baseball. What shape is that baseball?
It should still be a round ball.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. All right. So it's still a round ball, even though I'm telling you it's flat. I'm telling you it's flat.
But what is your proof? You're telling me that, but see, I'm giving you logical questions.
I haven't heard one shred of proof from you that the Earth is flat. I've heard a lot of theories.
Well, it's up to you to prove yourself. Now let me ask
Well,
you
I
this
just
question.
proved it to myself. I know the shape of the Earth and I know the shape of a baseball. And you're not going to get me to believe that a baseball is flat. Why? Why won't you believe that the baseball is flat?
Because I've seen baseball.
Oh, okay. But you've seen the Earth, too. You've seen the Earth 1,000 times from space in 100 different magazines. Why is it flat?
Right. Let's just say this. We've seen all those photos from NASA, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Well,
Tons
if you
of
go
them.
to NASA's official, listen, now if you go to NASA's official website and check out all those images of Earth, find two that actually match each other. From 1967 or late 60s to present day, find two photos that are consistent and they match each other. You won't. Now, why is that?
I could probably, if I did some research on the topic, which I'm not going to do, find 150 or 200 pictures from just 1969 that match the Earth perfectly.
And how about this? I mean, just to put it in plain and simple terms, if the Earth is flat, why hasn't nobody found the edge yet?
Well, because you just flip around.
Well, who said it has to be an edge? Well, see, when you think about, okay, here's a couple things to look up. You have to, the Antarctic Treaty, which is a treaty that's made by, that's between several countries. It's basically saying no country can claim land to the Antarctic region. Nobody.
Hey, well, you got to watch your language, but that I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
I hear you. You can't do squat.
Government, yeah, you can't do squat. Or escort. Now, ask yourself that question. Now, just because we say it's flat does not necessarily mean there's an edge, okay? Because something's got to hold all the water in, right? But think about it.
Yeah, gravity on a round ball. I mean, I'm sorry.
Well, back to that. Now, let me ask you this question again. So those down under, Denham. Yeah. You're living in Australia, right?
Okay, all right. I've never been there, but
we're on a spinning ball. Well, now they're down under, correct? So which direction should that water be flowing?
Well, now, wait a minute. Now, we've tried this experiment. We even had somebody call us from Brazil. We've tried the whole flushing in the opposite.
Yes, we have.
Now, but why would, if we were flat, let's just say this, why would Christmas be in the summer in Australia, but it's cold ass when it's hot over there? Wouldn't it all be one temperature if we were flat Earth?
You'd think it would be.
With the sun? I mean, you believe there's a sun, right?
Well,
a flat sun.
Well, don't you know the sun? Okay, you have the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn and the equator. The sun doesn't travel. Those are the paths where the sun travels. So it may be hot in those areas during the Christmas time. I don't know. I never visited. Never looked it up.
Okay.
So
All right. Hold on, because we're getting a little short on time. Hang on, Reggie. I've got somebody that's got a comment or a question for you. This is science, man. We're talking science here. Ivan in Port St. Lucie, you're up with Reggie.
Hey guys, Glenn, you hit basically my question. Reggie, well, first off, this is not poking at you. I'm asking you, are you a cannabis lover? Do you smoke weed?
I could barely hear this guy.
Do you smoke
marijuana?
I think I have the right to.
Okay.
Yes,
all right.
yes,
Here's a yes. Here's the yes for smokers.
Bong.
Well, Glenn.
So what does that got to do with the?
Okay, because look, I just think sometimes your mind. A lot of people that smoke. That's irrelevant. What I'm asking right now is,
So
check us out.
all right.
Glenn said it. Why hasn't anybody found the endpoint?
Well, we mentioned that yesterday too, but we can't answer that because then they bring up Antarctica.
It's got to end somewhere.
Well, you'd think it would.
All right. So you're saying
30 seconds, guys.
with the overcrowding on this planet and everything, don't you think if the land was flat and it just kept on going, we'd be perfectly fine? I mean, also,
how do you know this planet is overcrowded?
It would have taken those guys in those chuck wagons forever to get to California to find gold.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well,
Ivan, listen. I appreciate what you're trying to do here. To each his own. And you're allowed to have whatever type of thoughts you have. And we're just trying to prove it here. Ivan, thank you very much for the phone call. Reggie, I wish we had more time to discuss this, but
hey, just one more question. I know you got to go.
Yeah.
All right. If the moon reflects light from the sun, should that light from the moon be warm or cold?
what? Wait, what? All the light that's coming from the sun is warm.
Okay.
We don't have cold Christmas. What?
Listen, if it's being reflected from the moon, that light from the moon, should it be warm or should it be cold?
I don't know that anything is reflected off of the moon. I know the moon passes in front of the sun. We had a thing called an eclipse not too long ago.
Well, that's why you can see the moon, is because it's reflecting light off of the sun.
Yes.
All right, because we have to stop taking people's word for it. You don't have to take anybody's word for it. Okay. Whether they wear a white coat or a black robe, it doesn't matter.
How about if they have crazy hair? Like, that's a scientist thing.
Listen,
I love crazy. I like crazy hair.
when you take an infrared thermometer, you test the moonlight.
All right,
and
all
then
right.
you test the moon shade.
Now we're getting into experiments that we're just not going to be able to prove or do here on the air. We're not going to solve whether the Earth is flat.
No,
It's not.
You to do that on the air.
Oh.
This is all obviously on your own free time, man.
All right.
You know,
Well,
but I mean, this is just some stuff to make.
send me an email with some instructions, Reggie, and we'll break it down from there. But you're more than welcome to call us back anytime on the Culligan Water phone
All
lines.
right.
Damn right.
Yeah, man.
Good
Hey,
to
I love you guys. This show, you guys are doing great.
Beautiful.
You know, you keep us laughing. And I miss Rich.
Good.
But, hey, you, Dano. What's his name?
Luke and Glenn.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Luke and Glenn. Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, that's you.
Oh!
Yeah, he's what's his face, and you're what's his name.
What's his nuts? Who's that?
I don't want to know whose nuts those are.
Hey, be good, man.
You too, Reggie.
All right,
Take
Reggie.
care.
Thanks, man.
877-927-6969.